Hey guys, I just recorded for you on the small camera a whole bunch of information about how they switch bus drivers to get the proper one to take the post so he can handle all the irritation in the back and play along the same tune. I just saw them switch right now as soon as I got on the bus. So, in a place where they shouldn't have switched because the subway station's right there. Anyways, I'm gonna talk to you about the busyness in the world. How rush hour doesn't really exist. It was made up by these guys to bring in their people to annoy you, to make you wait till you get home, honk, play loud music, scream, sometimes get into an accident if there's an important person passing by there to go to an important appointment. There's this dark power that's been playing behind the scenes for the last 100 years, 200 years. And it manifested itself today with the advancement of technology. It's manifesting itself in a very powerful way to pretty much clog up someone's environment with irritations, annoyances, dirt, to make you miserable, not get to your goal, get defocused. So it's a group of people that work for a compartmentalized pyramid. And this compartmentalized pyramid consists of annoying, delaying, and distracting important people from getting important things done in this world that work, that work against these so-called satanic power, that the elites that run our world. Now, they had their tentacles a long time ago not to ingrained into society, you know. They had their tentacles, had to move out of there. A charade started theater beside me. So they had their veins not too ingrained into society. So I got a fake cough as soon as I get here. Another one. So since they didn't have it too engraved into society, now they do. Basically, the whole point of Rush Hour, if you listen to I think her name is Jane Wiedlen. The song is called Rush Hour. It's in the 80's. Listen to the lyrics of that song. And she's all excited about the rush hour and how she's getting close to him and whatever. She's getting close to who in rush hour? Rush hour is not fun. Rush hour is traffic, it's busyness, you're annoyed, you're tired, you want to get home or you want to get to your work. This is a tactic to delay you. It's a tactic to annoy. See how this bus driver is driving now? This ferocious ish, ish, ish. So he has to beat to the tune of the music. They irritate you. He makes sure your ride to the subway is miserable. By the time you get there, you want to throw up just the whole time. They do the irritating job inside. This tactic has been used a lot. These people have a certain job. There's an industry out there in the world that existed for such a long time that most people don't know about it. It's a covert industry that sends its people, toy soldiers, to certain places to make the environment as irritating as possible to that particular group, to that particular person, to that particular entity at that particular time. Let's just say a huge businessman who's against these powers has an important appointment to get to somewhere. And they'll do the impossible on the way, even if they had to get both of their people to get into an accident to block the road for him to get to that appointment, so he'll lose that $5-10 million deal he was going to make because he's not in on it within these powers. So the people in this world that have it made easy are the ones that are in on it with them within this pyramid of power. Those are the people who have their streets empty, relaxed, no annoyances, no distractions, no big trucks coming, no noise. And the more important you are, the more intelligent you are, the more stronger you are, but you're not satanic. You're not in on it with this plan that they have. You like humanity. You don't want to kill it. Then they come against you. Now, they can't attack you. They can't come and blow your head off. They can if they're really desperate, but those are extreme measures. They want to make your life a living hell, so you get demotivated, destroyed, and pull back into your den. Get isolated at home, get depressed, get into drugs, whatever, kill yourself. So it's a covert way of controlling the environment outside the streets, from your house to your work, on the way to your work. It's this group of people that that get ordered to do a particular something. They're not all in on it together. It's compartmentalized. A group of 5 people, they have a boss. Their boss has a boss, and their boss has a boss. So they start with 10, 100, 1,000, million. You get it? It's the shape of the pyramid. That's where the power generates from top. The main orders to attack this individual, to target this individual, and then it will go down the ranks. It's an automated system that uses technology and logistics and a lot of things to pretty much dominate certain people and make their lives a living hell, that don't pretty much play along with their system, don't follow their orders. It's a covert way to shut up your enemy or competition without breaking any laws and rules, without, So the reason why I'm mentioning the subject today, because the more I figure out what this prison that was constructed for me from birth is made out of, how it's architected, the design of it, what are the tactics used, why is it there, why does it exist? It's not just me. Now maybe it was done to me from birth, it's a different story, but these elements, these tactics, this entity, these people are like a group of people that are used sometimes to target people, to make their situation bad covertly, so it doesn't look obvious. They can't just go there and grab the person and hold them and pin him to the ground. But they can get around them, start talking, start coughing, start screaming, annoy him on the way. He gets to the next place, he gets annoyed differently. This is pretty much they put a lot of attractive women in front of them to sort of whatever the sex is, or if it's a woman, they use the certain tactics. I keep on repeating them in my videos. One day I will show you guys the tactics. I will list them down for you, what they do. But these are the covert tactics being used and have been used in the world for the last 100, 150 years, I don't know. Since the industry, they've been used. And let me ask this guy. Hey boss, can you ever get to Markham? What do you think?
Markham and your best bet, take either the 905 will an express bus. It'll take you right to Markham, or even the 986 if it shows up, and then from Markham you're gonna have to take another bus.
Take another one.
Yeah. Or you can go towards Scarborough Town Center.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that it's honestly the dude is about the same for me.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So I'd rather take this one.
905 or the 986.
Okay, so it's a system designed to dismantle certain people that are too decent. They like goodness, they like purity. 905, that's the one we're taking. So it's Eglinton East Express to University of... What the hell? We're going back east with 905. We're going back the wrong way, Scarborough Express, Shepherd Avenue. I'm confused now. I guess we gotta ask the bus driver. Bluffers Park, weekend only. This is weekend only. I guess we'll go to Scarborough Town Center maybe? Let's go to Scarborough Town Center and we'll take it from there. Anyways, so this, guys, this entity is used covertly through people that pretend they're just there, or that they pretend they're, in the busyness, in the traffic. Like, let's say you're parked on the stoplights, and you get this bum coming up to this homeless person. I'm not like to use that word because nobody's a bum. Hold on, let me just double check. Do you guys know if this is going to Scarborough Town Center in cities? So they use those certain... Sorry, man. Thank you. So they use those certain entities, even if those homeless is on the streets or the drug epidemic. Guys, these guys control all the drug dealers. They pretty much all the crime that happens in a downtown is all orchestrated by them. There are not many coincidences in life, and not many things. They do exist, but generally 80% of the crime, 80% of those things that happen are all specifically designed and orchestrated to achieve a certain goal that these people want. So there's this entity that works behind the scenes. It's been doing it for years and years and years. And today, with the use of technology, their job has been much easier to get in touch with the other smaller people down the ranks, down the pyramid, to achieve a certain goal, which is the pure control over society. So when they talk to you guys in the movies about alien invasion and other planets, and it's all bullshit, guys, there's no such thing. There's only this planet. It's not even a planet. It's a playing field. Can you imagine we're living on a spinning ball in space? It's fucking ludicrous. But they've had a way to convince us over the last 30, 40, 50 years with movies, with misinformation. They've designed certain telescopes specifically to show you things that way, which are fake. It's all Photoshop, guys. It's a playing field that we live on, and it's a universe. It's an unlimited universe. The Earth doesn't stop at Antarctica. There's something else behind the ice. Watch, there's a pilot in 1920 or 30. His name is General Byrd. His last name is Byrd. He traveled on top of Antarctica for like, I don't know how many thousands of miles, and he said there are different lands over there and different people. Not different like us. There's more to Earth. Now, those are not my words. Check it out on YouTube. See how noisy this is? It's not supposed to be like this. They pick a certain cart that has a certain something to make my ride noisy. See how annoying it is? It even distracted me from continuing the story for you guys. And this bitch at the back doesn't shut up. Look, the whole time. So I hear yap, 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 yap. This guy over there is doing the fucking thing. This is the idea. So guys, imagine this car, this cart that belongs to the TTC. Is designed in a way to make all this crucial noise for all the passengers. You don't think they would fix it? So they pick specific ones to make that noise for me, to put me in. Anyways, that entity that is pretty much, what was I saying? Yeah, about the Earth and everything. Let's go back to the subject. So this entity, this group of people that they employ, what they do is they clog up someone's surroundings. They're like a dancing monkey crew. One coughs, one sneezes, one plays with his hair, one keeps on pacing back and forth, one does this, one does that. There are certain elements being implemented that this group carries on around important people, around people that do have talent, around people that want to get somewhere in life, but they are not from within. They don't belong to that pyramid-shaped power. Or at least they have humanity in them. It won't work out. They won't belong to them. They'll go against them. Because they don't want to kill humanity. They want to save it. You see how annoying it is? Imagine it was like this naturally. What would people do? It ain't like this. It's a specific cart that I got on. It's designed in a certain way to make my ride noisy. So when I get off it, I feel like shit. See what it is? So it's not only the people. It's the transportation system, but it's not the whole system. It's a certain 20-30% could be. It's going up and up as we move forward. Let's say in the 80s it was 2%, now it's 20. You get it? So let's say, for example, the Toronto Transit Commission or the people that drive the buses, they're not all in on it. There are certain people selected to be a part of them. So in every industry out there, every kind of job, this is fucking annoying, man, this cart. I'm getting out of here. Excuse me, guys. It's specifically designed to be noisy. Or maybe he goes a certain speed to make it noisy. I don't know what they do. So it's an intentional way to get the cart to make noise somehow, some way. It's brutal. Nobody can handle this ride. Look what they put in front of me over there as soon as I look that way. I'm gonna keep showing you these tricks. That's not coincidence. She doesn't just happen to be laying there. Okay, I'll keep on showing you these things around. It's not a bad thing, actually. That's a beautiful thing. So let's keep it that way. So guys, they create this group to pretty much, because if you're surrounded by a lot of noise and a lot of irritating people, you get drained. You lose energy. You stop concentrating. You stop thinking right. You know. It's this cart. It's designed to make noise and annoy me. I'm gonna get into another one. So guys, it does that. Okay, so I got out of it just to relax my ears a bit. We'll take the next one. There's no hurry. So, see, there's no one here. This guy just got here to annoy me. They sent them up. Now you get more and more. Look, there was nobody here. Nobody waiting, nobody. So now as I get here, they come up. Because they're back up. They were waiting downstairs. They got a message. Okay, he's at this station. Now they come up. They'll talk. They'll move. Anything to move and create noise. So if I didn't come off at this station, there'll be nobody here if I didn't come off at this station. The fact that I came off at this station, they're backups waiting downstairs to clog up my environment when I get here. With movement, noise, annoying me, stressing me out. This entity's been doing this over hundreds. She's talking. He shut the door. That created noise. Noise implementation and movement. Otherwise, if this wasn't here, imagine how relaxed you'd be. You can concentrate, you can get things done. By the time you get on the next train, you're relaxed. So now I'll get them coming from everywhere. From the right, from the left. They're waiting downstairs to come up, prepped. Anyways, guys, now you get more of these coming my way too. Watch how many they're gonna come. Some of them won't have people in them to create noise. Some of them will. So this is the first one. There's no reason why we should get a second one before I get into my cart, right? It won't be timed right then. And because they've done that before, they won't do that anymore because I'm catching them. So guys, this group of people is designed to help these so-called powers, these elites, to rule the world and eliminate all competition, at least suppress it, or even prevent it from getting into society and starting to begin with, like they did to me from birth. Because of my genealogy, maybe my parents, the ones they knew who my parents were, that they pretty much either died or they killed. I don't know what happened. I couldn't tell. So I was orphaned, and then I was picked up by them quickly, just like the Truman Show. They tell you he was picked up by this company. This is a company, it's Freemasonry in Lebanon. Picked me up and gave me to Freemasons from within their ranks that just got married. And you know what I mean? Now I got the GO train passing by and making noise at the same time that I'm here. It gave me to them, and they applied these tactics. See how fast he is? It sounds like there's a bullet coming at you or a missile. They gave me to them to apply all these tactics on me from an early age, because maybe my parents possessed certain qualities like those people that would come against them, righteous people, revolutionary people, whatever. And to, from birth, keep me suppressed and away from society. It's an experiment. I'm a product of an experiment that went wrong. I woke up and I realized that all my surroundings, all my life, everything around me was fake. So what's done to me won't be done to anybody out there that knows what real life is like. In terms of, the only difference is the most important thing, social contact and connections with people, real relationships. I've never had that. It's been fake. So the people that had relationships, whether ex-girlfriends or friends or whatever, were sent by this entity and designed to apply certain tactics on me. I've had real moments with them. They're still human beings. Sometimes, they do possess, they're not gonna sell out their entity, but they do have feelings. Regardless whether it's my fake brother, fake mother, fake girlfriends, or fake friend. I've noticed that along the years, that they do. See, another one came, and mine didn't come yet. How come? And it's almost empty. How come two came from that side and only one from this side? Keep looking how they control everything. The subway, the buses. How come? Mine left, another one came. So now it's the turn for mine to come. That's going that way. How come we got two coming that way and only one passed by this way? That's to annoy me more and make me wait more and more, so they have enough people to rack up here and enough people at the next stations to get on to clog up my environment. So and also, so I don't get on a cart where there's real people in it that don't do this. If there are, they'll do the impossible in there to annoy them so they leave at the next station, or if they stay in there, they'll surround them and make a lot of noise. So when I get in, I don't notice them. That's how they're shielding normal people that are not in on this. So basically, we're gonna split these people into two. Regular people and their people. They're both human beings, but their people act a certain way around you. They're designed that way. They need to depress you, they need to provoke you, they need to tease you if it's women, or if someone's eating something nice that you're hungry, you don't have no money, whatever, for example. Teasing, whatever it is. So we're going to split them into two groups. 99.9999% of the time, I don't bump into the regular group. Obviously, I've bumped into them, I've talked to them when I call businesses, places. Who do I talk to? They don't have enough fast time to put those people there. It has to be a place that I call repeatedly for them to actually put someone on guard, ready. So as soon as I call that place, they take the post, they call it. They get the regular person out of there and they sit there. So they treat me with the same way this entity wants me to be treated. They cough, someone's talking in the background, they disrespect me, they talk in a loud voice, they cut me off, they belittle me. They have different tactics. I will list them up for you guys in detail what the tactics are. And not every single person uses all of them. Some people are good at these tactics, some people are good at the other tactics. But if I record everything for you, all my interaction with about 1,000 people in a matter of 2 months, you will notice that all these thousand have certain characteristics in them that are applied to me every time I talk to any one of them. Don't tell me there's a third one coming from that way and we've only had one come from this way. So by delaying mine, they have enough time to bring in more people here, bring more people at the next bus stop. You guys get it? So this is all controlled by them, because right now, as I'm here, the person who's running the post in TTC or programming these cards is one of theirs, because I'm here. If they didn't know that I was here, I'd get a regular one controlling everything. Everything would flow nice. So it's all about having their eye right on you. From your home, knowing when you leave and keeping their eye on you throughout the whole trail. So they keep implementing these things to be able to create this fake world for you that nobody experiences. Maybe certain targeted people will experience certain situations because they're targeting them. But in my case, the real Truman, this is how my life has been. So since my awakening 11 months ago, I have their science down to I won't say to a T because I'm not there yet, but I have about 80-90% of it in terms of how it's being applied. In terms of logistically, on the outside of my bubble, how things take shape for me to see them a certain way, I'm picking them up one by one. Today I recorded on the small camera for you how when there's traffic and I get on a normal bus, what happens to the bus driver in that bus. Another one comes and replaces him right away as soon as I got on from Eglinton, the courts there. Because that bus driver is not in on it. He won't know how to apply the tactics, and the people on the bus won't be able to do their moves because he'll look back and say, what the hell are these people doing? Listen to how loud this is. So they pick certain cards to make noise on the tracks for me to get on. That's why it took long to get here. The guy who's riding it is in on it with them to move. The people in there, they're in on it to move. All of them. So, peace is supposed to be given away from you. Comfort, the ability to be able to think, relax. You always have distractions around you, and always these stupid PA speakers go on anywhere I go. They play the message over and over again. People have to pace. Why do you want to prep yourself a half an hour before your stop comes? I'm not going to get into detail. We've been through all those things. Today we're going to talk about how this entity that ruled me from when I was a kid. See, I can't even talk now. They pick a special card to make these noises. Who can handle this shit on his ride to work or ride home? Listen. And talking on top of it to double down on the noise. So, what I want to explain to you guys pretty much is my clear view of how this entity works. Even across the street, it's prepped for this guy to start driving as I look and things to move, whether they're big trucks or... And another one waiting here as I get result. What is this? I don't even know the map. I don't know if this is the last one or Midland next one. So there's one more we gotta get to or two. Anyways, so this entity operates everywhere in all countries, it's international. It's because it does not, it doesn't know any borders. It has no respect for borders. So it's not a Canadian entity, nor a Norwegian entity, nor a Lebanese entity, nor a Chinese entity. No, it's a covert operation, and with the use of technology and communication, it uses its tentacles to dig into any society in order for these elites to covertly keep the people that are righteous and strong beat down. So they send these people to surround them wherever they go, to play the dancing monkey for them. Now this information is vital for it to get out. I could get killed for saying something like this. I'm exposing all their secrets. I have a very dangerous job now to do. After I've been enslaved for 43 years, I wasn't even given the opportunity to get out there and live like a human being. Maybe if I wasn't forced into this, I wouldn't be this super righteous guy who's trying to expose them. I admit it. Maybe I'm forced to do it, that's why I'm doing it. That doesn't make me a great human being, just a normal human being that also wants to enjoy life and also has a taste for the physical pleasures, whatever they are. So, but because I'm forced, I'm imprisoned, I'm not being able to come out of this bubble so I can live a real life. So what do I do in this bubble? Just take the beats from every environment that I go to, let the people there mop the floor with me? No, I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna get something out of it. At least if I can, I'm gonna get something out of it to give to humanity, which is the knowledge, the information about what this entity is doing to abuse us, to make us miserable, at least the righteous ones, the ones that wanna do something good in the world. So at least I'm getting something out of it. It's not for me, but I'm giving it away to you guys, to humanity. For the first time in my life, I'm actually doing something selfless. Not because I want to, because I'm forced. But the one thing about me that you guys will always get and will always have is honesty. Honesty and honesty. I am the most blunt motherfucker you'll meet in your life. She's screaming now to throw me off. I will give it to you so straight. That's just to throw me off. Ignore it. So, I will give it to you guys so straight. Believe me when I tell you. So, anyways, I filmed a scene here for you guys, a gang stalking thing in Scarborough Town Center over here before. So this guy pauses, as soon as I look, he runs down. It's all you're surrounded with. The busyness, rush hour is a hoax. There is no such thing. There shouldn't be a rush hour. There should have never been rush hour in the history of mankind. These guys have their people working for them. They send them to implement these tactics to make people miserable, delay them to get home, tire them. So these are all small covert tactics that if they're applied on you over a long period of time, here and here and here and here, they will eventually start to take their toll, their effect, and they will weaken you. That's why we have a depression epidemic in the world nowadays. That's why people get lazy, they get demotivated from getting a job or whatever, because of all these abusive elements that exist there. How do I know that? Because a concentrated version of all that was done on me. An intense, concentrated version. So if there's one person on this planet, on this playing field level, that can tell you the truth and tell you exactly how it is, it's me. Because it was done on me intensely. All right? There's no one that knows more about this than me in the whole world in terms of being used on me. Because I was born into this shit. A concentrated version was just boom, done on me. All right? A fake cough over there. I don't know if you guys heard it. So these things, this entity, when it surrounds you, it's supposed to do that to you. Tire you. You get tired in rush hour, all the honking, you get home, you just want to rest. If there was no rush hour, you would have had the time to cruise, maybe notice this store, maybe meet someone else. The main reason why they're doing that is to divide good people. If I was in the subway and there was this good woman on the other side that we sort of connected, I don't know, chemically from far away or whatever, we could probably meet, for example. Now, if you put this dancing monkey in there between us, all these people talking and screaming, first, we're going to be in a bad mood. Second, we won't even notice each other. So these groups are also used to divide the right people away from each other. There's a lot of covert ways and tactics that they use. Okay, I know this sounds ludicrous, but when you apply everything that I'm telling you to the experiences that you've had in your life, when you go to rush hour, when you get into rush hour with the traffic, look at the other people's faces in the other cars. Watch how they're acting. If they're talking loud, if they're coughing, if they're pointing, oh, let's go over there, let's do this, or if someone's pretending he's giving the other directions, those things distract you, make you look this way and that way. And then as soon as you look that way, someone there is ready to cough. And after the cough, someone behind them is ready to do something else. So where your mind was set on something, you end up in somewhere else. They're distraction tools, covert elements to use to pretty much put someone in. If they're used on you too much with intensity and your whole world is surrounded by them, you fall into a huge depression. That's what happened to me in the late 90s and the mid 90s. But how didn't I know this? Because my own family was doing the same thing to me inside the house since I was born, slowly and gradually increasing the elements as I got older, so I don't notice. The noise, the parties I've had in my life, the busyness in my house, people screaming, everything was slowly implemented into my world. Just like the Truman Show, they show you on the beach with his father, they're putting the bricks, Truman's curious, he wants to see what's behind the bricks, his dad goes, Truman, where are you going? No, come back. And then they show you became this huge studio. In the real world, how they've done it to me is by people. I was surrounded with, when I was young, aunts, uncles, you guys know how it is. And then as I got older, met more people and traveled, went to more places, the bubble became bigger and bigger and preceded me everywhere I went. That's how the Truman Studio was built in real life. So this is what makes me different from other targeted individuals out there. Sometimes I offend people. Sometimes I say, there's no such thing. I'm the only one or whatever. Guys, don't take it the wrong way. I will guarantee you that there are targeted individuals out there, and I ain't the only one. But a special thing was done on me from birth. And I can prove it. With history, with documents, with pictures, with videos, with knowledge, you name it. The places I lived. There was a school beside every single place I lived to create noise. Everything. All right? Everywhere I go, they're stalking. And if you listen to what they're talking about, it's completely meaningless. Those are the things you got to pay attention to when you're in rush hour. Look around you and pay attention to those things. If you're watching a football game or a tennis game, look in the background. How come you see people scratching their nose or their ears? How come you see people in red, bright colored shirts sitting in between normal people? So you turn to it, you notice it. They're distractions, they're annoyances in the background. Those are the same people that do this to me. They're all around me here. Same kind of people. They're different groups that work in every country for this huge entity that has its tentacles spread into every single element in our lives. All right? So guys, this video, I went into great detail on a lot of things, but I'm going to call it Rush Hour is a Hoax to start, to give it flavor, to concentrate on that. Please listen to the song by Jane Wiedlen, I believe her name is. It's in the 80s. It's called Rush Hour. Listen to the lyrics of that song. All right. Anyways, I recorded quite a bit here. I'm going to have a smoke, relax, get something done here, and get on with my life today. Every time I get to a situation where I can get you good info, I will be in touch. See you guys soon. I love you all.